Hello, this is On Imagination. Ontology is the philosophical study of reality. That is what it is. It is why when I say to people, it took ontology to cure my mental illness, it's because it mandated and required the mastery and the study of reality and what reality is. And my studies and work into ontology is lifelong. It's something I started easily when I was a child, 10, 11, 12 years old. It is an argument I had gotten into with my father for decades, is what is reality? And I see this very much. This is something that really cracks me up, because what this really is there is the material plane, and then there is the abstract plane. Now, the material plane only exists for 4 levels of consciousness. Only 4. And once you hit the 5th level, you begin the transition into the abstract. The very first example of abstract, are you ready for it? Is money, economy, time, and math. These are 4 things that are 100% abstract. And the material plane people ventured on over into the abstract world, took money, economy, time, and math, and then ventured back into the material plane and fucked them all up. At the 6th ethical perspective, you're standing at the door of the abstract. And the 7th, 8th, and 9th, you are going through that door. By the time you get to the 10th, you are 100% in the abstract. And what you end up doing from that point on is learning how to live between the material and the abstract. It took me 25 levels to figure out how to toggle and live comfortably between the material and the abstract. Most people, I have no idea. Most people are at the 4th level, and some people are at the 6th level. There's a lot of people who are at the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And there's a couple people, and I mean a very small percentage, who are at the 10th and 11th. I'm at 26 levels in right now. So I really can't tell you what most people, because I don't have anyone else at the moment. And I'm looking at the whole levels of consciousness, the depths of the abstract, how far into it you can go, how to go into it, how to navigate it, maneuver it, which is why I call the AIDNS the abstract intradimensional navigational system, because you are navigating the abstract. Now, make-believe exists between the 5th and the 6th level. Imagination exists between the 5th and the 6th level. And money, economy, time, and math all exist in that 5th to 6th level. So you can step into the inner circle of the abstract and not go into the depths. And to go into the depths, you have to go through the door, which is 4 perspective levels deep, 4 conscious levels deep. So the people who determine what is reality are currently the people who are in the material plane only, who only have 4 levels of consciousness, and who also struggle with understanding money, economy, time, and math. The reason why they struggle with money, economy, time, and math is because they don't live in the abstract. A lot of these people cannot even understand what abstract thinking is. They are literal thinkers. They are concrete thinkers. And they really struggle understanding money, economy, time, and math. Clocks were invented for the concrete thinkers because they couldn't understand it. Paper money, coinage, and notes were invented for the material thinkers because they couldn't understand money, because it's abstract. Math had to be invented with numbers for them to understand. And, well, these are not people who are understanding of economy, which is why they're poor. It is 100% a reflection of your education and your intelligence. The more educated you are, the more you can step into the abstract. The more informed and knowledgeable you are, the more you can navigate the abstract. The abstract is a world that is only accessible by the intelligent and the educated. Now, the problem is there is a lot of people, and they are in the transition stage, where they become educated and intelligent, and the material plane has told them so strongly of what is reality that when they venture into the abstract, they realize, oh, that can't be possible because the material people say so, and they go back to the material plane. There are plenty, way too many people who are abstract thinkers who belong in the abstract, who found it, but were so terrified by insanity in what is reality that they stayed in the material plane, and it's killing them. So when I sat down and I dove into the work of ontology to figure out what is reality, what defines reality, it is not a little subject. It is the expanse of all when it comes to the study of philosophy. The steps to get to ontology is philosophy, existentialism, metaphysics, and then ontology. And there are 4 schools of thought on reality and ontology. There's 4 different studies. I don't like to follow any of those studies. And the reason why is because this is where philosophers can very easily get into debate. And they use logic. Logic is their primary tool to discuss these things. And the problem is, when you use logic properly, all you have to do is build a logical proof. And if you've used and mastered the word usage effectively, then you can build a logical proof which proves anything. It's how a lot of philosophers out-science scientists. When it's done properly, you have to be able to do the logic proof properly. Wherever the logic proof is, the math follows very closely. And if you get the logic right, the math follows. And if you get the logic and the math right, the physics falls right into place. So you don't have to dig for the math. You don't have to dig for the physics. It falls right to you if the proof is logical and it's done. It's extraordinary how they are closely linked. So when I ventured into the subconscious mind, the levels of the consciousness, and I started to identify physical and ethical symptoms that were mathematically predictable based off of everything. And then I noticed that people every single one of us, fell right into these categories and these processes of, based off of your behavior, you were at this level of consciousness. Based off of your behavior, you're at this level of consciousness. And suddenly, and it was extraordinary because there's emotions and there's ethics that match each and every level of consciousness. There's characteristics. It just opened up like this big, massive mathematical pattern that was just so predictable and everywhere. It's everywhere. It's mind-blowing how everywhere these level of consciousnesses are. And what I've learned is this, and this is truly like, if I were to take all the summation of my work, this is really what it comes down to. A mindset is a reality. And a mindset is built off of feelings, words, emotions, and thoughts. Thoughts are built from words, and emotions and feelings are related, but they're not the same thing. A feeling is permanent. I would call it a force. And an emotion is energy. An emotion is temporary. A feeling is permanent. Love is a feeling. Anger is an emotion. And I noticed that excitement is also an emotion. And I noticed that whatever accumulation of feelings, thoughts, words you have makes up whatever mindset you have, and that mindset is your reality. Because our ethics, our level of consciousness determines your feelings, your words, your emotions, and your thoughts, there are literally 12 different categories of mindsets or realities to choose from. Technically, there's much more than that. It's an infinite number. But the majority of them are second, third, fourth, which is what the material plane functions on. And because they're not educated, because they're not intellectual, they are also illogical. They usually do not understand how to use their emotions. And as a result, the reality they built is based off of a toxic, unhealthy concoction of a mindset that results in a reality. And then they bully everybody else to conform to this reality. And this is where there's a schism now happening, where there's an argument going, these are the right ethics and this is the right reality. That is really the summation of all war and conflict, is what is the ethic and what is the reality that we all are going to agree on. Now, people who are below fourth perspective are arguing over which is the right ethic and which is the right reality. But people in the abstract don't. People in the abstract have accepted that there are multiple truths, multiple ethics, multiple realities, and you really have to respect all the different ethics and realities. The other side, the material plane, doesn't. And I believe the reason why the material plane functions like this is because they don't understand or know about the abstract, and they're afraid of it. So as a result, because of this fear of the abstract, they won't go near the abstract, because the abstract to them means insane. It was really eye-opening when I got to this point in my research that there are literally two planes of existence between the material plane and the abstract plane, and how adamant the material plane dwellers are about the abstract, and how the real schism is, which plane are you in? Are you a material plane dweller or are you an abstract dweller? I am an abstract dweller. And I have always been an abstract dweller. And with the amount of research I've done in ontology, it was a very long journey. It was a very long journey. And it wasn't until only 2 levels of consciousnesses ago that I found a way to get back to the material plane. And I can now mingle with material plane people. It took 24 to 25 levels of consciousness to learn how to come back. It is not easy. Once you get into the abstract, you have to deal with shit. And once you get to that 24th, 25th level, the ability to then maneuver between both is like, I got this. Maneuverability. Now I can communicate. Prior to the 24th and 25th level, I required translators. I don't need translators anymore. So this is video 1 of the abstract course, where I literally teach people who are either in the material plane, they are material plane dwellers, and they either want to learn more about the abstract, and or they want to venture forth into it, and or you have a suspicion or a feeling that you're already in the abstract, but you have no idea where the fuck you really are, and you are looking for a lot of answers. This is that course. That's all we're going to be covering here. So over the next few videos, we're going to be really taking your hand very gently and introducing you to abstract thinking, the abstract playing, and what it's like to go through the abstract, what the different stages are of it, what you can expect, and what it looks like. And it's quite extraordinary to really go into this undertaking and pull it apart. I am really, really looking forward to it. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.